This is Dr. Masoodan Reddy, Professor and Vice Principal, PBR WITS, Kavali. This video for first BTech students of ECE, Electronics and Communication Engineering, Unit 4, Resonance, Coupled Circuits and Resonance. Already I covered one video. In that video, the concept of self-inductance, mutual inductance, dot convention rule, coefficient of coupling, analysis of series coupled circuits. Now I'll continue another video. In this video, I will cover the analysis of parallel coupled inductance, series resonance, properties of series resonance, quality factor, relation between bandwidth and quality factor, and resonance frequency. Next, the final topic is half power frequency. First, I start with the parallel connection of coupled circuits. In this parallel connection of coupled circuits, there are two modes of this parallel connection: parallel aiding as well as parallel opposing. This I'll continue with this first parallel aiding concept. So parallel aiding means both the dots are at either entering node or leaving. So this is the one magnetic coil L1, and this is the another magnetic coil container L2, and these two are the mutual inductance is M. Mutual inductance is M. Then we'll come back. This is the V1, and this is the I1, and this is the V2, and this is the I2. Current will flow through this. So therefore, already we know that we want to calculate this V1 and V2. So V1 should be equal to, there are two induced EMFs are developed. What are those? Self-induced EMF, nothing but the VL1, and mutual induced EMF, nothing but the VM. Therefore, V1 is equal to here L1 into dI1 by dt plus M into dI2 by dt. So this is the equation 1. Then we'll come back V2. So here V2 is equal to VL2 plus VM2. It should be equal to here L2 into dI2 by dt plus here M into dI1 by dt. So this is the equation 2. Okay. So therefore here V1 is equal to V2 is equal to V. So we substitute that as per this equation, we are getting as L1 into dI1 by dt plus M into dI2 by dt is equal to here L2 into dI2 by dt plus M into dI1 by dt. So this is the equation. Now, so here up to right now, again I'll explain. So this is the parallel aiding connection. So this is the parallel aiding, parallel aiding parallel aiding. So this is the connection of parallel aiding. In this parallel aiding, so the two dots are either connected at both the entering side or leaving side. So this coil containing the inductance of self-inductance L1, this coil containing the self-inductance of L2. These two coils are containing the mutual inductance of M, and we'll come back. This is the voltage across this coil V1, voltage across the coil V2, and this is the current flow to the coil 1, I1, this is the current flow to the coil I2. So based on this, we determine the values of V1, and that is the value of this equation 1, and we determine the values of V2, this is equation 2, and then as per parallel properties of the parallel connection, the voltages are same. So V1 is equal to V2. Therefore, L1 into di1 by dt plus M into di2 by dt equal to L2 into di2 by dt plus M into di1 by dt. Now, in parallel connection, as per KCL, here the total current is equal to I1 plus I2. Therefore, so we substitute that. Here we'll go to this. I1 is equal to, for example, we'll substitute that I minus I2. So we substitute that. So when we are substituting this here, so before that we want to substitute this in equation 1 and 2. So first of all, equation 1, V1 is equal to L1 into di1 by dt plus M into di2 by. So then we'll come back here. Earlier we substitute V1 is equal to V2. That is not satisfied to evaluate this problem. So now we want to continue. Here L1 into d by dt of I minus I2 plus M into di2 by dt. Now we separate the di2 by dt terms and di by dt terms. Therefore, when we separate this, M minus L1 into di2 by dt. So this is the one term plus L1 into di by, this is the, so this is the equation 3. This is the equation 3. It should be equal to V1. So as per KCL, we are getting this I is equal to I1 plus I2. So we substitute this in the place of I1 is equal to I minus I2 in equation 1. That equation 1 is modified as equation 3 like this, M minus L1 di2 by dt plus L1 into di by dt. Then the same value of this I1 value substitute in the equation 2. So that is nothing but V2 is equal to here L2 into di2 by dt plus M into di1 by. So now you substitute here. So here L2 into di2 by dt. Okay, good. So then M into d by dt of here I1 is equal to I minus I2. Similar way, we substitute this, separate this di2 by dt terms. Therefore, L2 minus M into di2 by dt and plus M into di by dt. So this is the equation 3. Now we equate this equation 2 and 3 and 4. So this is the equation 4. This is the equation 4. This is the equation 4. So we equate this 3 and 4, then we evaluate its solution for di1 by dt. So for that, solve this. So substitute that. So what is the value of this equation 3? The value of equation 3 is M minus L1 into di2 by dt plus L1 into di by dt is equal to L2 minus M L2 minus m into di2 by dt plus di2 by dt plus m into di by dt. M into di by. Now we'll take all the di2 by dt one side and di by dt one side. So therefore, how it modifies here? M minus L1 and minus L2 plus m into di2 by dt equal to here will get as m minus L1 into di by dt. So therefore, finally we get the solutions of this here. We'll take the minus on both the sides. Therefore, di2 by dt is equal to, we'll take the minus on both sides, m minus L1 minus m divided by L1 plus L2 minus 2m. See that? We change the signs of this. If it is minus, plus, if it is plus, minus. Similarly here also, minus, plus, plus and minus. So, into di by dt. So, this is the value of equation 5. We got it, this value of di by dt. The similar way we substitute in the place of substitute of this I2 is equal to I minus I1. Therefore, we get the solution of this di1 by dt is equal to here, very simple of this, L2 minus m divided by here L1 plus L2 minus 2m. So this is the value you are getting when you substitute this as per KCL. I2 is equal to I minus I1. This is equation 6. So now substitute this equation 5 and 6 either in equation 1 or 2. So now we will consider, so as per this we can understood that. So just what we are doing here, as per properties of the parallel circuit, we substituted V1 is equal to V2. The modified equation of V1 is this, modified equation of this V2 is this. So from this equation, we got the solution of the value of di2 by dt. The similar way, if we substitute as per KCL, I2 is equal to I minus I1, then we will get the solution of this. What is the value of di1 by dt equal to this value? This is equation 6. Now we substitute this equation 5 and 6 in the equation 1. Now we'll go as here. V1 is equal to L1 into. So what is the di1 by dt value of this? Here L2 minus m divided by L1 plus L2 minus 2m into di by dt, and after that plus m into here plus m into L1 minus m divided by L1 minus m divided by L1 plus L2 minus 2m into di by dt. So di by dt. So now I'll take this, multiply all these things, you are getting values of this here. So L1 L2 minus L1 m and plus m into L1 minus m square divided by L1 plus L2 minus 2m. So into here di by dt. So therefore here L1m and L1m gets cancelled. So what is this? Here V1 is equal to V. Therefore V is equal to L equivalent into di by dt is equal to here what you are getting L1 L2 minus m square divided by L1 plus L2 minus 2m into di by dt. So therefore This di by dt gets cancelled. Therefore, L equivalent in case of this parallel circuit should be equal to L1, L2 minus M square divided by L1 plus L2 minus 2M. So this is the value of equivalent inductance in case of the parallel aiding. So similarly, we'll go ahead as when we'll go to this parallel opposing also. So similarly, when we go across this parallel opposing, the same value of this we are getting. So parallel opposing, I'll go for it first. What is the parallel opposing? I'll go for it first. So this is about this equivalent inductance. Everyone understood that when we substitute this, V1 is equal to V2 is equal to V, but we taken only V1. We are not taken the V2. So from this V1 is equal to V, we got these values of here L1 L2 minus M square by L1 plus L2 minus 2M into di by dt. Therefore, V is equal to L equivalent to di by dt. Di by dt gets cancelled. Therefore, L1 L2 minus M square by L1 plus L2 minus 2M. So this is the value. Then parallel opposing. So what is the parallel opposing? First I'll go for it. So here we go for it. What is the parallel opposing? One dot at entering side, another dot at the leaving side. This is the L1, this is the L2, and mutual inductance is M, and this is the V1, and this is the V2, and this is I1, and this is I2. So all these things are having, but how to write these equations? V1 is equal to here VL1 plus VM1, but what you are getting, V is equal to here, V1 is equal to V1 is equal to L1 into di1 by dt and minus M into di2 by dt. So this is equation of this, and we'll come back this V2 the similar way. Here also VL2 plus VM2 VM2. Here also what we are getting, so L2 into di2 by dt and minus M into di1 by dt. Here the signs of this mutual inductance is minus due to the parallel opposing. So this is the parallel opposing. So parallel opposing. So this is about parallel opposing. So in case of this parallel opposing, from this finally we'll get this equivalent inductance by substituting these I1 is equal to I minus I2 or I2 is equal to I minus I1, and after then we'll get the di1 by dt and di2 by dt. All these equations substitute in either one of this equation. So this is the equation 1 and this is equation 2, either 1 or 2. Finally we'll get the solution of this. What is that? L equivalent is equal to here. So L1 L2 minus M square divided by L1 plus L2 plus 2M. So this is the equivalent inductance of parallel opposing. So this is about parallel opposing equivalent inductance. So this is the value of this equivalent inductance in case of this. So then we'll go to this. Next we'll go to this further concepts as series resonance. So now I'll go to this series resonance. We want to explain about this series resonance. So first of all, what is the resonance? After then, we'll continue with what is the how to determine this series resonance and what are the properties of in case of this or LC circuit. So now I'll start with this. First of all, what is the resonance? Generally, in electrical any electrical circuit which containing active elements or voltage and current sources, and the passive elements are resistor, inductor, and capacitor or LC circuit. This combination circuit is connected with a sinusoidal RLC. Components are connected with a sinusoidal excitation. Whenever these RLC are connected with the sinusoidal excitation, the value of impedance or the value of current may maximum or the value of current may be minimum. It depends on the impedance. If the value of current is maximum, the impedance is minimum. The value of current is minimum, the value of impedance is maximum. These are all due to this resonance of RLC circuit. So what is this resonance? So resonance is nothing but the condition for resonance is when the the net reactance of the circuit is zero. At that frequency is called as resonant frequency. At which, what is the frequency is called as resonant frequency. So I start. So series resonance. Series resonance. Here we'll go through this. Whenever we want to discuss about the series resonance, so definitely the circuit should contain resistor, inductor, and capacitor. Three elements should be contained, and the supply should be AC, alternating in nature. So V and V volts and FH. So this is the R, and this is the L, and this is the C, and we are getting as a VR, and we are getting as the voltage across the inductor VL, and voltage across the capacitor is VC. So now we'll go to so we know that the current is I here, where I is equal to, immediately we know that V by Z. Z is impedance of electrical circuit containing of components R plus J into omega L plus 1 by J into omega C. So we know that Z is equal to R plus J into omega L is nothing but XL, and minus, why, because 1 by J is nothing but minus J, and 1 by omega C is nothing but X. Therefore, Z is equal to here R plus J into XL minus XC. So therefore, what we are getting, Z is equal to R plus into J into X. Here we go ahead as a plus or minus. It depends on the value of XL and XC. So where X is net reactance, where X is equal to net reactance. If this net reactance is 0, at that condition, net reactance, at that condition, the frequency is called as resonant frequency. So that is the resonance frequency. So now we'll continue with this. So before that, I'll explain. So here, any series resonance should contain the passive elements of resistor, inductor, and capacitor, along with an active element of the sinusoidal voltage source with voltage magnitude and frequency F. And immediately in closed circuit, the current starts. I is equal to V by Z. Z is equal to R plus J into XL minus XC. This X is nothing but net reactance. Now, as per condition, as per resonance condition, already told you. So what is the resonance? So the net reactance should be equal to 0. So X is equal to XL minus XC is equal to 0. Therefore, XL is equal to XC. Here, the frequencies are omega naught angular frequency and F naught are actual frequencies. So now we substitute this. XL is equal to omega naught L and XC is equal to 1 by omega naught C. Therefore, omega naught square is equal to 1 by LC. Therefore, omega naught equal to 1 by root LC. So, therefore, F naught is equal to 1 by 2 pi into root of LC. Here, this omega naught is angular frequency. Omega naught is equal to 2 pi F naught. Omega naught is equal to 2 pi into F naught. So, from this, we'll get what is the frequency, resonant frequency. So, this is called as resonant frequency. Resonant frequency. Resonant frequency. So, this is the value of resonant frequency. So, At this condition, we are obtaining as a resonant frequency value. At this resonant frequency, we want to calculate what is the impedance, and we want to calculate what is the current, and we want to calculate what is the power factor, and we want to see that vector diagram. So these things we want to explain. So at resonance, the magnitude of impedance Z is equal to R plus J0. Therefore, it should be equal to only resistance. So, at resonance, impedance should be equal to only resistive part, reactance part is 0. At resonance, the current I naught, so Z naught, this is a Z naught. I naught is equal to actually V by Z, but the Z is equal to R. Therefore, I naught is equal to V by R. This is a maximum. This is the maximum value. Why? Because it is very minimum value. So then we need of this power factor. So power factor. So what is the power factor? Cos of phi, cos of angle between voltage and current. This cos phi is equal to, we know that R by Z. So therefore, what is the value of Z? R only. So therefore, R by R is equal to 1. So therefore, what is the power factor of a RLC series circuit? Unity. So the power factor of a RLC circuit is unity. So at resonance, Z naught is equal to R value, and at resonance, the magnitude of the current is equal to V by R. It is the maximum, and power factor at resonance circuit should be equal to unity. Next, finally, we'll go to this voltage vector diagram at resonance. So now we'll go through this voltage vector diagram, vector diagram, vector diagram at resonance, at resonance, at resonance. So what is this? At resonance, already I told you the voltage is x-axis. So the current is also same in x-axis, right? Because the magnitude is small, but both are in same phase because of unity power factor. Then what about this VL? VL should be equal to VC. VL should be equal to VL is lead and VC should be same magnitude. So this is about here VL is equal to VC. So definitely no doubt about it. So that is about this voltage vector diagram at this. Then we need to discuss about the properties. So what are the properties of this? So we need the discussion of this properties. So then we'll go through this. Properties of series resonance circuit. First, the applied voltage and the resulting current are in phase, and also mean that the power factor of RLC series circuit is unity. That is the first property. The voltage and current both are in same phase, and the power factor is unity. That is the first property. The second property is net reactance is 0 at resonance. So the net impedance contains only the resistive part. So it is the minimum value. And the third property is the current in the circuit is maximum because of a minimum impedance which contain only resistive part. The circuit is also called as acceptor circuit. And fourth property is at resonance, the circuit has minimum impedance and maximum admittance. Why? Because admittance is equal to reciprocal of impedance. And finally, the last property is frequency of resonance is given by F naught is equal to 1 by 2 pi into square root of LC. So these are the properties of series resonance circuit. So next we will come back to this quality factor. So what is the quality factor? We want to discuss. Sorry. So here we want to discuss this quality factor. So first of all, what is the quality? Quality factor is represented with the letter as a 2 and no units for quality factor. This is very important. So what is the quality factor? Quality factor is the ratio of voltage across inductor with respect to the supply voltage or voltage across the capacitor with respect to the supply. That is the quality factor. So how much of quality, how much of power can withstand with the help of L and C circuit is the quality factor. So here, what is the VL? I into XL, that is nothing but I naught, divided by here, other that is nothing but I into Z. So at resonance, because of this I naught. So is equal to same thing, I naught into XC divided by XC divided by here I naught into Z only. So therefore, I naught gets cancelled. First we'll pick up this XL divided by Z. At Z should be equal to R. Therefore, is equal to XL by R. Again, what is this XL value? Omega naught L by R. So what is the omega naught value? 1 by root LC into L by R. So therefore, here you can modify this as root L into root L divided by root L into root C into R. So therefore, root L gets cancelled is equal to 1 by R into square root of L by C. This is the quality factor. So quality factor depends on the three parameters: resistance, inductance, and capacitance. That is the one magnitude of the value. Another is it depends on how much of voltage across the inductor and with respect to the supply voltage, or how much of voltage across the capacitor with respect to supply voltage. So this is the quality factor. And quality factor again I will derive from XC by Z. So here XC divided by Z. Again you know that at resonance Z is equal to R. Again you know that XC is equal to 1 by omega naught C into R. Again we know that 1 by omega naught is equal to 1 by square root of LC into C into R. So therefore, this root C is cancelled by this become as a root C. So therefore, is equal to 1 by R into square root of L by C. So finally, the quality factor Q is equal to so VL by V or VC by V or 1 by R into square root of L by C. So these are the values of the quality factor. These are the values of the quality. This is about the quality factor. So I hope that understood that what is the quality factor. Next, we'll continue with the next we'll continue with the properties of series resonance over quality factor. Relation between bandwidth, quality factor, and resonance frequency. So these things we want to establish. So here I'll start with this. Relation between relation between uh, relation between quality factor, bandwidth, and resonant frequency, F0. So these things we need of this. So here, first we start with this. I'll give some analysis, then I'll go to this first of all. So what is that analysis? We need the graph of this between frequency and current. Here we know that Z is equal to R plus J into net reactance XL minus XC. So it depends on this. It may start from minimum value, that is, and like this, and it reaches to the maximum value, and then like this, and like this. Okay. So this is about the Z value. So always this Z value. Then we'll come back. I is equal to V by Z. If it is a minimum value, then what about this current? Is the maximum value, and it is like this, and like this, and like this, like this, like this, like this, and like this. Then change this the current. So, here, as per this, we are getting this as a F naught. Already we know that the Z is very minimum, the current is very maximum at resonance frequency. Next, we need half power frequency. So, what is half power? V naught by 2. So, how can you get it this? V by root 2 into I naught by root 2. So, therefore, we know this is the current value. The current value. So, from this current, we will pick up to maintain the half power frequencies. This is half power. Half mean V by 2, V naught by 2. So, the current should be taken as half power frequency. Therefore, at half power frequency, the current magnitude is I naught by root 2. I naught by root 2. So, this is the value. At this, which cuts two values of this frequency for corresponding current. This is the lower half power frequency. This is upper half power frequency. The difference between lower half power frequency and upper half power frequency is bandwidth. So what is the bandwidth? Bandwidth is nothing but the difference between lower cutoff frequency and upper cutoff frequency is called as upper half power frequency. Between upper half power frequency and lower half power frequency is called as bandwidth. So now we need the relations. So here when we need this relation, so at the upper frequency, what's happened here? The net reactance should be equal to R only. Why? Because the Z should be contained in the minimum value. This at this upper frequencies, X is equal to R. That I will continue. That I will start derivation. So at upper frequency, at half power frequencies, at half power frequencies, the net reactance should be equal to, net reactance is nothing but plus or minus HL minus XC be equal to only R value. So therefore, here we know that this R is equal to, here we will take this as a plus or minus omega into L minus 1 by omega. Here, this plus value, let, if we take as a frequency F1, be the frequency, be the frequency, be the frequency, net X is negative. We'll consider, that's enough. Vice versa. F2 be the frequency of a upper cutoff frequency and X is positive. We'll pick up like this. So we'll continue like this. So if you continue like this, we'll get it different equations. Now we'll go for it. So at half power frequencies, net reactance should be equal to R only. Net reactance should be equal to R only. Net reactance should be equal to R only. So from that, we'll get the solution of this value of R is equal to plus or minus omega L minus 1 by omega. Now we'll get this. Now we'll continue here. So when we'll consider that omega 2 my L minus 1 by omega 2 into C is equal to, here we will get this as a R positive equation 1. Then omega 2, omega 1 minus omega n into L omega 1 into L minus 1 by omega 1 into C is equal to minus R equation 2. So one time you add the two equations and another time you subtract the two equations, we will get some solution. What is that solution? We will see. So adding equation 1 and 2. So what's happened here when we add the equation 1 and 2? So omega 1 plus omega 2 into L, and we'll come back here, take the minus. So 1 by omega 1 plus 1 by omega 2 into 1 by C is equal to 0. Then we'll go down here, omega 1 plus omega 2 into L is equal to, here we take the LCM, omega 1 omega 2, therefore omega 1 plus omega 2 here into 1 by C. So this omega 1 plus omega 2 gets cancelled, therefore omega 1 omega 2 equal to 1 by LC. This is the value of this. So but already we know that what is the 1 by LC? It should be equal to omega naught square. It should be equal to omega naught square. That is nothing but the resonant frequency square. So this is the value of this omega 1, omega 2 by adding. So this is the one equation, this is the two equation. We are adding these two equations. We are getting as a omega 1, omega 2 is equal to 1 by LC. Or also sometimes may get into this as a F1, F2 is equal to, here omega 1 is nothing but 2 by F1 and 1 by 4 pi square into LC. 1 by 4 pi square into LC. This is also value we are getting. So then we'll come back here, subtracting equation 1 and 2. Subtracting equation 1 and 2. Subtracting equation 1 and 2. So what we are getting is subtracting equation 1 and 2. We will get this value subtracting this. Omega 2 minus omega 1. Omega 2 minus omega 1 into L and plus 1 by omega 1 minus 1 by omega 2 into 1 by C equal to 2R. So from this we'll solve all the equations. So finally how we'll get the solutions of this? Omega 2 minus omega 1 plus by taking as a divided by L value, so therefore plus 1 by LC into here omega 2 minus omega 1 divided by omega 1 omega 2 is equal to here 2R divided by L value by taking L on both sides. Therefore finally we will get this omega 1 omega 2 is equal to 1 by LC. So this will be gets cancelled. Therefore 2 into omega 2 minus omega 1 is equal to 2R by L. Therefore here is getting as omega 2 minus omega 1 is equal to R by L. So this is the one of the equation we will get it. So here omega 1 omega 2 minus omega 1 is equal to R by L. What is this omega 2 minus omega 1? It should be equal to bandwidth. It should be equal to bandwidth. So now, so up to right now everyone understood that what is the bandwidth value? We will get R by value. So next we need of this. Already we know that one value of this Q is equal to omega naught into L by R value. So that is R by L is equal to here omega naught divided by Q. So already we know that what is this R by value? Bandwidth. So therefore, so omega naught divided by Q is equal to here bandwidth of omega 2 minus omega 1. So then therefore we need of this Q is equal to omega 2 minus omega 1 divided by omega naught. or also sometimes we write as a, so it should be equal to, sorry for this, so Q is equal to, Q is equal to here, Q is equal to omega naught divided by, omega naught divided by omega 2 minus omega 1. Or sometimes they may write as a resonant frequency divided by bandwidth in terms of the frequencies are F2 minus F1. So this is about this quality factor. Therefore, quality factor is equal to resonant, the ratio of resonant frequency to bandwidth. Resonant frequency, resonant frequency divided by bandwidth, divided by bandwidth. So this is the quality factor. So how many values we are getting in the quality factor? Number one is PL by V. Number two is PC by V. Number three is 1 by R into square root of L by C. Or number four is the ratio between a resonant frequency to bandwidth is also represented as a quality factor. So this is the relationship between quality factor, resonant frequency, and bandwidth. Bandwidth. So with this, I stop with this, and in the next video, I will cover with the remaining topics as half power frequencies and the remaining topics. So stay at home. Thank you. All the best.